past few years, collective research has debunked the popular myths that a high-fiber diet lifestyle can cause unfinished housework, late dinners, and neglected family members. In fact, continuing studies show that a high-fiber diet lifestyle may significantly improve the disposition of a crafter, creating a more contented home life. Furthermore, continued exposure can develop an ability to endure meetings, waiting rooms, school functions, and sporting events without experiencing the kind of boredom it makes one want to consume lead paint. Here are just a few ways one can properly increase daily fiber intake. Visit your local yarn store or shop online. Join online fiber communities. Tour sheep or alpaca farms. Attend fiber festivals. Or listen to the High Fiber Diet podcast. Please remember to spread your fiber intake throughout the day rather than trying to get it all in one shot. Stretching and resting is important, and your body will thank you.
Hi, this is Kagi, and welcome to the High Fiber Diet podcast. Oh, it is the month of September. It is my favorites of times. Fall is almost here, but I like to think that fall started September 1st. So it works for me because that makes it longer, and Michigan has such a short time period of fall, but so pretty. We're already planning apple picking and pumpkin picking and doing leaf peeping and driving up to a couple lighthouses up north and things like that. So we have lots planned for the fall. I just love it. Grandson's already in football, granddaughter's in cross country running, and we've been to meets and matches and games, and it's just lots of fun. Sarge and I are just having a blast being back here with the kids. But my hands have been busy, so what have I done? Let's see. In the last little bit since I recorded last, I finished the Love Sweater, LUV sweater. And as you can see, it has hearts on the elbows, and it has little hearts right on the sleeve on both of them, and it fits wonderfully. Changes I made at all of the edges. I did 3 rounds of stockinette to let it roll, and I did 1x1 ribbing, so that isn't called for on any of them for the rolled, but I just like the way it doesn't cinch in or anything. It's a little bit oversized, it's happy and snuggly, and it fits me. And Boo said, "Mom, you made it too long for me." So this one's mine. She's not going to steal it, but she does want one in this color because her and I have the same coloring. So I have, I think, enough yarn. I may need to get one more skein. I definitely have enough of the peachy pink, but it's this sagey, I think it's seafoam glass green that we need to get. So we're going to have matchy, non-matchy, kind of like that. So that is done. It is the LUV sweater, Love, and LUV pullover, Love pullover. And I got it from Lion Brand, and I made it out of Hue and Me in the colorways Rose and Seafoam or Sea Glass. So that is what that is, and I'm very happy with it. I have a second completed finished sweater, and this one was of my own design based off the Raglan sweater calculator that I think it's the Incredible Raglan. You can only get it in the Wayback Machine now, but I've been using it for years and years and years, so I find it very easy to work off of. I do add short rows. I do add some things that have progressed in knitting since the pattern came out, but basically it's my own pattern other than dropping in the numbers. So this is that sweater. It is just a basic raglan, and then I did a lace repeat at the sleeves and at the bottom. And all I did for that was, it was a 4-stitch repeat, and it was knit 1, purl 1, yarn over, knit 2 together, and then on the next 3 rounds I would just knit 1, purl 1. So it was a 4-row 4-stitch repeat, and that brought out this pattern. Let's see if I can get up there with it. And it's a really cool pattern that it just gives a little bit of eyelet. Of course, I did it low enough that I can still wear a bra and everything. It added into the eyelet that is here at the raglans because I left that open. And I did cut off the original neckline that I had that was just 1 by 1. I didn't like the way it looked once I put in the lace. And so I did a couple garter rows, and that's how I finished the lace at the bottom, was just garter rows. And I did just 1 set of the eyelet rib that I'm calling for. And this is so soft and so snuggly. Not having to carry yarns together was wonderful to get the same look. It is Luminoso from Cascade Yarns, 52% viscose, 44% baby alpaca, and 4% merino wool. In the colorway 15, which I'm calling Tiger Eye. It is definitely that orangey brownie with a black overhaze. And depending on how you look at the sweater, depends on what color you're picking up. And I love this marled effect that comes out with it. And I think this with a black pair of slacks will be really nice for work in the fall and winter. Because I work inside, I don't have to wear super heavy clothes. In fact, 80% of my job is at home. So when I'm at home, I'm, t-shirt and jeans. That's who I am. But I had picked up, I think I'd picked up 10 skeins. I think so. So I used 7 skeins, or just under, or just 6.5, because I have 3.5 skeins left. And it's like, what am I going to do with this? I don't know. It's going to be something snuggly and soft, but it's going right back into my stash until I can figure out what I do with it. And I'm very happy with that. Few more finished objects. I was looking in my stash, just what can I make, something different. I'm sitting here at the desk. I'm in the middle of something that I can't walk away from my computer and all of my projects that I have going on the go. And that's more than just going in a bag in here, but going on the go or out in the family room. So I wasn't able to just grab something. So I grabbed a crochet hook and I grabbed the Lion Brand Glow yarn. And I had both this worsted, which is a straight spun, and this chenille. And I had 4 skeins of this, so I used not quite half a skein, so I still got quite a bit of this left. And I used almost the full skein of the chenille. And what I did was I made up some ghosties. And you can look and find free patterns for ghosties. But this one is my itty bitty ghosty. And this one is a bigger ghosty. And I used eyes from 6060, I think it is. Oh, they're off Etsy. Is that who they are? I got the 12 pair black eye sampler box. Ooh, I don't have their card in here, and the outside of it just says "See Rolling." Yeah, it does. 60 eyes. Yep. She's out of Maryland. And so I have a whole bunch of these eyes, and I'm like, I have some stuffing. I can just do some ghosties. And they do actually glow in the dark. Let's see if I can actually put in a picture or not. The last couple times I've tried to put in a picture, iMovie has stopped me from uploading. So if not, go check my Instagram. Coggie, COGGIE _TM is Instagram. And you can see my ghosties up. For the faces, other than the eyes, I used iBayam fine liner pens, which is a set that I have. And I just used their black and some of the pinky colors. The pinky around the eyeballs to make them look ghoulish. And then the black right there on the mouth just to, I didn't want to embroider. But I like them, but I'm like, okay, that's not quite a fall for like the top of my entertainment center or something else. What do I need? So I have a whole bunch of Lamb's Pride from Black Sheep. And I had bought a huge box off a friend that was getting rid of an estate sale of yarns. And I'm like, I want that because I knit a lot of felted clogs. And I'm like, well, I can do that for felted clogs. I love them. But I had some orange and a little bit of brown. And then I did the curly Q and I made up a pumpkin. And this is another free pattern, and I will try to tell you what it is right off the top of my head. I don't remember, but this was just a morning. I did the one ghosty, and then the next day I did the big ghosty and the pumpkin. And I really like it. I think that it's great for fall, and with the two ghosties by them, it's just a cute little centerpiece on the entertainment center. So I had a few finished objects this time. I have a whole lot of what I'm working on, so whips and future knitting, which I have thought out. The rest of this yarn, though, I do want to make up. I'm either going to do an alien hat for Sarge, or I'm going to do a headband or something to where this is part of color work. And I want to see how that will work up. But that goes right over here for right now. So what I have going is on this side. So first off, in my Copper and Todd bag from Fox and the Hound, open sesame. I have a pair of wristlets that I'm working on. I had to steal the needles from those. I had to order some more, but this is what I was working on Little Bear's football outings. So I have this going, and this was Miss Bear's cross country was where I cast this on. Just a rolled hem, no ribbing whatsoever. They're going to be fingerless mittens about to there. I'm about ready to start for the gusset, but I had to pull the needles. I'm doing them on size 3. I ordered 3 more because I had to pull them to work on a pair of socks that I accidentally dropped a stitch on while I was trying to finish them up. So yeah, getting that finished. So I put them on a stitch holder. But these are going to be fingerless mittens just to go over the top of gloves. This is out of Opal, and I'm not sure what the name of it is, but this is how it will knit up. And I apologize for any bouncing. You're on a stand and it's on my desk. And this is the 6-ply. I have another skein of it. That's why I'm doing fingerless mitts out of this, because I can still get a pair of socks out of it also. I think even without worrying or having a second skein, I can do that. So that is going so far, but that one doesn't have needles. Because, did I bring it in here? The ones that I stole it for in my Happy Bee bag, I have one completed sock, and the heel is going in the second sock. But my problem with these socks are, I had started them, I had marked them, I got them going for the heel. This one had the drop stitch right here. I had to tie it off so it comes down, and it isn't. We still have the same number of stitches here. I'm good. I don't know how I dropped a stitch there, but I had to repair it. But these fit bigger than Sarge's size 14 feet. So what I have to do, let's see, do I have my, yes. I have my sock blocker here. My sister has asked for these because she loves the colors. Blue jeans and pumpkin patches. So this is how much too big they are. So I need to undo the Kitchener, and it's basically right where I started the decreases. I need to rip past that and start the decreases about where the blue is, and then do the decreases down. So I'm going to have a little bit of this left over. They are just way too big. So standard about a 6-inch leg, including the cuff. I did an afterthought heel. And so I will finish up the heel on this first, and then I will do both of the toes. They're not going to be matching. They weren't matching to begin with. They're fraternal, but they're close enough that it works. So these are going in that. And I did order 3 pairs of ChiaoGoo metal DPNs so that I can have DPNs to work on more pairs of socks, because it just seems like I'm in a sock mid these days, but I don't seem to finish one before I start another. Yeah, like I care. My rule of thumb is if I have works in progress, I can't die. So I'm good. So the next thing I have going is it the Humblebee or the Humblebee or just the Hummel? Okay, the name of the shawl is the Humblebee shawl, Humlebi, Humlebi, I don't know, shawl. It's bees. And I know I've shown it before. And I'm going to make that. You're supposed to do it out of DK. I don't have DK. I have fingering. This is Nieva, Nieva, Spanish for snow dusted, Marsal yarn in carrot colorway, 40% Pima cotton, 30% baby alpaca, 30% merino wool. And here it is balled up. And all I have done is cast it on. It is a bottom up shawl, and I'm hoping I have enough yarn for this. One way or another, we'll figure it out. And this is what Boo bought me for my birthday. I have it in a Firefly bag from Fate's Threads, as was the Fox and the Hound bag. Unfortunately, she's going out of business. I like her bags. So that is another project I have going. Then in my Behold the Field in Which I Grow My Fox bag, I had started a, these are all Fino, extra fine merino and silk. I'm just going to do a 5-color cowl. And so I have 2 greens, 2 yellows, and a pink. Let's see, can I get all these together? There we go. And I don't know what order other than I started with pink. There's not going to be a pattern. I'm just going to make it up as I go. It's going to be car knitting for me because I found that certain things I just can't knit on in the car. I can do socks in that, but if we're out on a long trip, I always want something I can fall back on. And so I just started that. So that will be going. Then in my gnome bag, I think I got that from Joann's, but I'm not sure. I have my Easy Eyelet Yoke Light that I'm doing out of Suburban Stitcher Very Pink Christmas from last year. And I already have the top portion finished. Now I'm just on the bottom and I'm doing 6 rows of each color. And I put 4 more or 5 more colors on it in the last 2 weeks. And I love the way this is coming out. I got my cows, don't have a cow man. But I have these all balled up, working on this one right now. And then the bottom will be done in the shepherd's wool fingering, just like the top and the arms were done. I don't know if I'm going to do all 25 colors. I may stop at 20. And I've got enough of this yarn, at least half a ball of most. I think a couple of the really wide colors here took up a little bit more than half. But I had started a shawl to go along with this. And of course the pattern is by Knititude. It's just the Easy Eyelet Yoke Light. And it's in fingering. And other than that, I'm doing it the way I wanted to do it. And I very rarely do a pattern perfectly to the way that it says, but I got a few more colors put on. Trying to get things done, just trying. I also have another first cast on, real small, because it's like, what do I want to work on? What do I want to work on? Well, this is the Melliferal Infinity Cowl, Mellifferal Infinity Cowl, or Farah Infinity Cowl, sorry. And it's basically a bumblebee. Don't know if I can show either one of those. Let me pull up the pattern. And I wanted to do it. I wanted something to do my, what is the name of that yarn? Concentric yarns. I have this blue, but I also had a brown. And I'm like, what can I do that will kind of bring these two colors together and have it to where I can be happy with what's going on. And so here's how the cowl will be. That's both sides of it. So one of them's a honeycomb and the other are bees. And I may do a third to make it even longer, depending on how much yarn I have, because both of these have a lot of yardage. Let's see, they are 400 meters each. So that's 800 meters that I'm working with. So I have this blue, and I have this brown to gray. And I figured neither one is going to have a color interplay with it, because I'm doing both from the inside. And I'm 10 rows in, maybe. That's my crochet cast on for picking up later. And I have each one marked, so I don't have a lot. But this is going to be so soft. It's 100% alpaca. These are 4 strands, each one 2-plied, but none of the strands themselves are plied together. They're open strands. And so it's a worsted weight. And we will see how that goes and how big that gets. I do have a cowl going. I don't think I brought it in here. In fact, I don't even know what bag it's in right now. That's how bad it is. Going on with this in my, who is this from? Winding Windy Farm. Yeah, I don't remember. I have my Vesper sock and Knitterly Things Vesper sock in Son of a Nutcracker. And that is a self-striping. I want socks for Christmas. So I am playing a little bit of yarn management on this. And when I got to the heel change where it was going, I had another half of this color before I had stopped before the heel flap, I had done the green. So I wanted to be back to the pink. And so I broke the yarn. And now I am back to the pink. And this will be going down. This will fit me. It will be my Christmas sock. Nobody else can claim these. Sorry. Done. They're mine. I dibs them. So the skein looks like such. And this is what I am knitting on at the football games. So between cheering them on, I'm working on that. And I think finally, kinda finally, I have my, is this the Electra cardigan? Is that what the name of this is? Terrible with that. I think it's the Electra cardigan. I don't even see it in my papers. But this is in the bag Boo bought for me, with the little sheepies on the inside. This is out of Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. Another gray hair. And I am doing this flat instead of in pieces. I put it all together, so there's a lot of stitches going across. So when it gets to I'm going to do it to 14 inches. Yeah, because it calls for 13 below the armpit, and I'm going to do it to 14. May even do it to 15. But right now, it's just an edging, stockinette, and another edging. And then at that point, I will separate for the sleeves, do the back and the fronts, and finish it up that way. And I have a queen bee and just a ball with bees. The skein, I have 3 more skeins up there, I think. And then I have a hot pink. And if I have to, I will do the very top collar in hot pink for a pop. And I will do the sleeves and then the bottom cuff as a pop if need be. So hopefully I won't have to, but if I do, that's what I'm going to do. So this bag is from Emma Ball, and I just love it. It's cute. I have one more that's kind of going, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it going. So let me move this over here. I'll talk about that in a minute. I have a 12 Days of Christmas from, who was the yarn dyer? Forbidden Fiber Company. Year 3. So Prisoner of Azkaban. And she had 2 patterns with it. They weren't my cup of tea. But September 1st came, and September 1st is Hogwarts Day. It's the day the Express goes to the school, takes all the kids. And I'm like, it's fall. And then Anna Knitter put out her It's Fall knit along for the month and do fall colors and that. And so I have all the fall in here. And originally I was like, okay, I'm going to use this as the main color. It's got a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of fun in it. And then I'm going to do all these colors. But what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then I have up here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I have some sock yarn cones. And so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to try something with the sock yarn cones. Let's see, just to do a play along. And so I cast on for it, and I never got going. I never got going. What I was going to do is out of Harry Potter Knitting Magic, I was going to do the, what's it called? Wizarding Transportation Scarf. I really want to do this. But this is book 1. And in book 2, they have a Hogwarts cowl. And I was going to kind of combine them. I think it's the Hogwarts cowl. It might be the Hogwarts Express cowl. No, there's a Hogwarts Castle cowl. That wasn't the one I was thinking of. But there's one with the train. Let me look. And I was like, okay, I can combine these. Oh, well, there's a Horcrux cowl. Not the one I was thinking of. There's the Spideys. There's the Solemnly Swear socks. I don't know if I'll ever get to those. They're cute, though. Oh, maybe it was this. It was the Creature scarf. I could have sworn there was a train, though. I'll have to look more. But there's the Creature scarf. And I'm like, well, I can combine things because I have all these patterns. And I have these books. And I just haven't gotten to the point where I'm ready to cast on. and eventually I think I will. Yeah, there is a Hogwarts Express cowl, 63. But it just hasn't been my passion right now. There we go. And I thought that was pretty cool. But I also have the crocheted version. So this one has Horcruxes, and it has golden snitches and other things that have the patterns as well. And so I really haven't gone, this is what I want. And I just haven't gotten going. So I think I'm going to leave it. This is the one I think I really want to do. I'm just not there yet. But I don't know if I want to do it in these colors, because this is supposed to be done in worsted. And I do have enough. I don't see it right here. Oh. I do have enough fisherman's wool in both this color and the natural white that I could just do it a 2-color. I also have woolies in a blue that I could do it in either brown and blue or white and blue. Or I have a ton of yarn over there. I could decide. So I don't know if I want to do it 4-colored like it is here, or if I want to just do it 2-colored, or if I want to do a bunch of minis. If I did the minis now, I think I would do it DK and I would do it doubled. And then it would probably take more colors than what I have in 12, but I've got a bunch more minis that I could use. I'm just still trying to decide. And so there's that. Then I have that big blanket that I'm doing out of Red Heart stripes. And that's the one that does the plaid. And I've added 4 more skeins to that. It's not to the point where you can tell there's that much of a difference yet. Maybe I'll show it in another month. It's just when I can and when my hands don't hurt too bad, I pull that out and I do that. I also have Sarge's stick season. He wants stick season. And I have this, and I'm going to intersperse it. I have 4 skeins. And so this greeny color, and I'm going to do stripe, 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 stripe. Or he has said he'd really like the top done in this and the bottom done in this to see how that would play well together. And so it's just deciding. This is from Briar Rose. I love her yarn. Get it while you can kind of thing. Then on top of all that, I found 3 skeins of A Chick That Knits. And I want to do the planned color pooling scarf. And I have 2 or 3 of the patterns that are made for that, where you do the flower when you get to the colors. And so I think I want, to cast that on. On top of that, like I don't have enough things going, right? I have to do Christmas slippers, because last year with us moving and everything, I did not get the slippers going, and we normally get a pair of slippers for Christmas. So I pulled out my Lamb's Pride, because I always use Sarge's favorite, my favorite. I've knit way more than 60 pairs of these. I was talking about that on Insta Knit Night the other night, and these are just my favorite slipper pattern. And this is by Bev Gillespie, and this is the felted clog pattern. And Sarge likes the double sole ridge top no leather, no fur. And I like the same. And the things that I have learned in making these over the years, I think my first pair, when was this? Let's see. This was originally printed in 2000 on white and revised edition 2006. I have it in the old blue. And back then, Fiber Trends only put out their patterns on blue so that you could not take them to a copy machine and copy them. And I had to make changes where I added an extra row, and they only went up to a size 13 and Sarge has a size 14. So I had to figure that out. And what I learned over the years is doing it my way, which for us, that works for me. But I always make them one size bigger than whatever the pattern says. Because if you felt them, they're kind of floppy if you felt them to the size that this says. I felt them hard, so I not only, it's called fulling if you're shrinking down knitted fabric. If your felting is regular just locks, that's felting. When it's knitted, it's called fulling. And when you full it, it brings it down, but I hard full. I bring it to the point where I shock it not only with soap and agitation and heat, but then I shock it with cold. So I will put it through the wash, the spin, the wash, the spin, the wash, the spin, and then do a wash, rinse, wash, spin, rinse, spin kind of thing. And it shrinks them down to where they are firm enough that you can wear them like shoes, but they're slippers. I do not put the leather on the bottom. I don't do anything like that. And I always do the double sole. And we love them. Everybody I have ever given a pair to has asked for more, or thank you for giving, or can you repair them? And I always tell them, unless it's the bottom that I can just pull off, no, I will make you another pair, because I feel on these, you can't refelt, so it doesn't do that. And I'm not spending the time doing needle felting on it, but it's easier just to do a whole pair of slippers again. And with 3 skeins, this is worsted, this is bulky. I could do 2 skeins if it was bulky. I think for Sarge's I actually need 3, but I'm going to do the bottoms and the bumper out of the gray, and I'll do the top sole and the top of the foot out of this red, which is raspberry, but it looks kind of garnety, so Sarge will like that. And then for me, I have a skein of misty blue and a skein of lotus pink, and that will be mine. And so we're going to do Christmas slippers, so I have to have those done by Christmas Eve, because we always do jammies and slippers and a brand new movie and a game for Christmas Eve. That's our tradition. We used to have the tradition that we did gifts with the kids and stuff, but they've moved out. So Sarge and I have made it our tradition. We don't really give gifts to each other, but we do get jammies and a movie, and yeah, that's what we do. And then I have Sarge's sweater that, let's see, is it in here? I think it's in here. There it is. This sweater by White Buffalo, Canadian sweater. This one is the Thunderbird. I am using this pattern with the buffalo print, because if you notice, this one has set-in sleeves and the other one is raglan, and he prefers to wear a raglan, so that's why I'm combining the two. I'm doing this pictogram with this pattern, and yeah, I have that going in Unspun. I can't remember the name of it. It's from Canada. But I have that going. I know that I had to make notes on here. I love this. I use Note Shelf for all of my patterns, and I'm able to write notes and I'm able to highlight and everything like that. I know that I had to add 4 stitches because this one is a very old pattern and only goes up to a 44 for a men's, and he has to have at least a 48. Once I got that cast on, though, I knew that regardless, I could do the raglan to the size of his chest. And as long as I had enough to get that right. And I was able to cast on and get that done. And I'm doing it in the round. I am not doing it like this does raglan, where you make the pieces and then seam them together. And I'm like, it's a raglan, top down. Not doing that. So I'd really like to get that done by Christmas. So this is, 30 million different things that I have going. Plus I have my diamond dots, and I have some embroidery I want to get done, and then I have all the spinning because I have the spinning stuff that I bought at Michigan Fiber Fest. Plus I think I still have 16 pounds of Rambouillet left to spend, and I have 4 pounds of alpaca up here, plus the other little things, plus I have my 42 breeds to do, and I still want to do a podcast on that one. But at this point, that's really what I have going. What else? Talking about spinning, I don't want to lose these for this, because God knows if I don't put it away when I need to, it's not going where it needs to go. But I did get the latest Ply magazine. This is all on alpaca, and I haven't even opened it. It's for autumn 2024. I haven't opened it yet. I think I got it 3 or 4 days ago, and I just haven't had time to sit down and open it. I do have another blanket that I need to get going for a lady at work that's getting married. So that one needs to get going. But Sarge and I did a little bit of exploring. And I know I talked about our lighthouses that we went to. But just the other day, we got to get out on the lake. And I might be able to put these pictures in at the end. But this is his money shot that he was able to get. Yeah, do it long. And that was just gorgeous. Yes, that's what Lake Michigan looks like at about 7:30 at night on a September evening. And Sarge and I. It was lovely. Wounded Warrior had given us an email and said that we are getting together a boat to go out for a dinner sunset cruise. And so we went ahead and we signed up. And it was really sweet. It was a wonderful time. Little Bear, number 7 there. He's one of the captains of his team, and he's playing 8th grade football. So Wednesday night, Thursday is JV, and Friday is varsity. Cupid's being fat and sassy. As is Gandalf. I'm not sure if I have a recent photo of him, though. I was looking at this, and I may order the pattern. I haven't yet. But it's one that was coming across Facebook, and I'm like, I have a whole ton of scrap yarns, and It's just gorgeous. So I thought about it. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but I thought about it. And there's my silly kitty. That's Gandalf. But my flowers are as tall as Sarge right now, and he's getting there with okaying the wildflowers outside. Yeah. So it's just been an adventure here. Still cleaning out rooms, still going through boxes, still getting rid of stuff. Took 2 trips to the thrift store and getting rid of stuff, but you know, it's going to be an ongoing process. And I know I have 30 plus whips and I'm still planning on more, and I'm not going anywhere. It's just some months I can do more recording than other months, and this month this is what you get. So I guess check your checkbook before starting the high fiber diet, and catch me on Instagram and leave a comment. Have a great month.